The look of sadness on my face is not because the movie was bad. I already filmed like 4 of these before I'm doing this one, so keep in mind my lack of enthusiasm. Because I really enjoy this movie. Okay! Let's talk about my father's dragon. Not my actual father's dragon, no. We put him in the basement. We only feed him like once a week. We were horrified. Look, we don't want to starve him, but I'm pretty sure he wants to, burn me alive. Now, Cartoon Saloon, you've probably heard them. They made my favorite movie of 2020, Wolfwalkers. And in their next movie, which just came out on Netflix the day I'm filming this, honestly, it just came out of nowhere. Like, am I the only one who felt like this came out of nowhere? But nonetheless, while this new movie isn't as good as Wolfwalkers, I choose not to look less upon it as a downgrade, rather its own thing. And as its own thing, it's a really good family film. I don't even know what to really say other than it's really good for this intro. Since going into it, I knew nothing other than the title and maybe like 10 seconds from the trailer. When I saw it on Netflix, I knew about the movie's existence, at least as like upcoming Cartoon Saloon movie, but I chose not to know that much going into it, and not really that hard to do considering the lack of advertisement for it. As I said, it came out of nowhere, but since it wasn't really that well advertised, at least I knew I was going to watch it. Now, I kept my expectations intact and was excited to see Cartoon Saloon's follow-up. This 2D animated film is written by Meg LeFavre and directed by Nora Twomey. I am terrible with things and I am tired. Based on the children's book of the same name I never heard of, but watching it did feel like it was based on one. When it was over, I'm like, yep, I knew it. Now, with all that said, what is the movie actually about? Honestly, I would 100% recommend going in blind, but just because I did. But since some people might need to know the premise, and this is a review of the movie, I will say the premise. So I just recommend going in blind. Take that as is. The movie is about a kid named Elmer, voiced by Jacob Tremblay. Yeah, Luke, other stuff. Who once lived with his mom in a small town owner, and they ran a candy store together. But once foreclosed upon, she and Elmer have to move away and head into the big city of Nevergreen, as it's much more drab and depressing to live in, but Elmer still has hope they can start a new candy store and he and his mom can get back on their feet, but when it looks like it might never happen now, Elmer runs off where he comes across the most whimsical and bizarre chances to make his dreams come true again. So what happens, a talking cat offers to use her whale friend to take Elmer to Wild Island to find a dragon, to bring back and use to help gain profit and start a new store, as you would do in the same scenario. Now, once Elmer arrives on this island, the dragon turns out to not be what he imagined, but as they try to escape those who want to catch the dragon being named Boris, they set on a journey of friendship and seeking answers and growing up along the way. And that's pretty much it. The movie is pretty simple. That doesn't mean it's bad. There's a lot of subtle things to it that I enjoy, I love. It definitely works as a great storytelling feature, and it feels like stuff I may have seen before, but it's definitely its own thing. Granted, it is based on a children's book, so what do I know? Now, its art style, I guess I could complain about. It's less sketchy than Wolfwalkers, which is not to say it's bad. Like, maybe I prefer the art style of the other movie. But I'm not seeing this again as a downgrade. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh man, this is lesser than the previous movie. Like, I don't know, I guess comparing Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 4. No, it's just different. But regardless, despite looking lesser, this movie is still gorgeous. And I can say that as a fact over an opinion because I just watched 2 days ago the soccer football movie. And that movie looked like ass. Now, I really don't know what to say without spoiling the movie, but I really like the main character's journey that might feel familiar, but the way it handles the movie's themes of trust, loyalty, looking up to those we hope have the answers when they can only do the best they can, being a burden without meaning to be one, trying to go hardest, not having all the answers. It's a great story that reflects split decision-making, sacrifice, and so much more. The use of colors, blue and yellow, with the depressing town surrounded in blue and the little yellow light being that small window of hope and it coming together at the end, as well as the characters all being likable, understandable, and Jacob Tremblay, he's really good. That's all there is really to say about the movie, which isn't a bad thing, because I really think this movie is great. It's one of the best animated films I've probably seen this year. It's not one of the best movies in general I've seen this year, but it works. I really liked it. And I am tired because I just did 4 reviews before this, so thank God this one was shorter. I give My Father's Dragon an 8 out of 10.